computer systems, the software systems that manage the internal programs that run the centrifuges and other things. Getting at the Siemens software was the objective, and apparently it had some success. But you know, it's interesting if you just read the newspapers. We pat ourselves on the back, and everybody is celebrating that we solved the problem. You know, that Iran is now farther away from a bomb than anybody thought. And isn't that wonderful? We have more time for negotiations or non-negotiations, as the case may be. At the same time, if you look at the numbers, when we had the Turkey-Brazil business, what was the big hang-up? Was that they have more uranium enriched than they had 6 months earlier. So much more that we didn't dare do a deal with them because we had to take care of all of that addition. They've also put in spatial lines that are raising the enrichment to 20% to fuel their research reactor in Tehran. And as far as I can see, that cascade, that line, has been running without any problems at all. So one, even if they had a problem, they probably have solved it. They've sanitized their system pretty well. Two, even while it was at its peak, they were still producing enriched uranium. And three, they've produced enough now that in fact it's changed the name of the game. If Stuxnet was the answer, it was a pretty bad answer. And the other thing is, Iran has a long memory. And one of the areas where Iran might do us damage is precisely in this kind of online thing, which doesn't leave any fingerprints, but which does real damage. And we have sites all over the world where we rely on the software packages to run them, all of which, almost without exception, are vulnerable. And the people who are actually working on these issues are scared to death that somebody will tamper with the generators in a dam or with a huge utility facility, one of those things. And Iran is very clever about this. They have really good computer engineers. And so if we can build a Stuxnet, they probably can too. And I'm not going to be surprised. Have we thought about, one, will it really stop them? I think it slowed it down, but it didn't stop them. And two, what if they decide to counterattack? Are we prepared for that? And starting an online war is perhaps almost as bad as starting a real war, because we have a lot of vulnerabilities of our own. It provides Iran with a chance to level the playing field. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I think it may have appealed to a certain group of people, and I think we all could cheer the fact that they put this thing together, but it didn't do the trick, and it actually has left us more vulnerable, I think, than we were before.